games tonight and got no one to man the camera.
Can we tomorrow?
It's up to you.
Yeah, right.
All right. And we're trying to get the chat on there, but it only goes so far and it just stops.
Is it?
Yeah. So anyway, we're live anyway. So good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome to the PowerQuest UK channel, and this is our first live of the month, so it's a round table. And as I said in our in the vlog that I did, that we are going to be talking about, and I think in the previous live stream we did, we're going to be talking about alien species, which something Rudy knows quite a bit about. Well, you interact with them a lot more. Well,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
do.
I have chatted to them once or twice, you know.
yeah. So that's what we're going to have a talk about tonight, and obviously you can chime in with any experiences you might have had, and any queries you might have. Just bear with me because I'm going to try and get the chat up on.
I'm going to be periodically checking on the phone
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah, go on, mate, yeah. I know absolutely nothing about this side of the paranormal.
Well, you're on guest.
Oh, yeah. And
That's to do with
yeah,
it.
we've-
You know, wouldn't you, that is?
yeah,
I'm going to
of
say
course,
this.
there's,
Ooh, shit.
I shouldn't get any.
Maybe you should have set that up before you went on.
Yeah, but that's quite
So,
true.
Adam, this is why. Expertise.
Yeah. All right, go on, yeah. Because I used to stream from this and would try reading it off the phone, but because the phone's so small, God, these are decent. Sly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right.
I've been watching that Mobland. It's brilliant, isn't it? Have you seen it? Have you
No,
seen it?
That's so with, what's his name, isn't it?
Tom Hardy and
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
the 007 geezer.
Oh,
What's his
yeah.
name?
Piers Brosnan.
Chris Brothers.
That's it. Oh, switch it, Keith.
Yeah, his Irish accent's a bit.
Yeah, he's a bit on the iffy side, isn't it?
Or Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
You,
this is
you
Irish.
mess with me family. I'm going to get the
The
leprechauns.
stupid thing is that's an Irish name, Pierce.
yeah, yeah.
He is Irish, though.
Yeah, Brosnan's Irish, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, so there we go.
But he's about as Irish as not a Scottishman.
Right, there we are. Roll up. Let's just turn this down. Right, so chat should come up, and yeah,
Yep.
when it stops, then we're gonna swap over. So we've got 2 people watching, which is good fun.
Sweet.
Right,
Message.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have you
Thank
got a
you very
message?
much.
You got a message come up already?
No, that's an eBay notification, and another eBay notification. I've been looking around bikes, but that's from the other channel.
Yeah,
As
that's,
I
Yeah, that's
posted
banned.
up.
That's banned.
Yeah, as I posted up, so that's all I'm going to say. Obviously this is a bit of a different field tonight. Unfortunately, Karen's had to step away for a little while. So we are Karenless, and Gloria, if you're watching Spread Up, we hope you get well. So Gloria's not well
Will
tonight.
soon.
Obviously Jeff's here, he's just fiddling around with the phone.
Hello.
Wait for it. Come on, in a minute. Here we go. So Jeff's with us, obviously Rudy, and
Got a special guest.
a very special guest, Adam from Paranormal Essex.
Hello.
Those who've been following our channel for quite some time will remember Adam.
oh, yes, you will.
Yeah, so just to make life a bit confusing, because obviously I'm Adam as well.
Adam and Adam, the best
Yeah.
Adams.
That's it, yeah. Let's see where Sam's going.
Not the Adams family, though.
No, not quite. No.
No.
So, we're all here today, and we're going to talk about the alien thing. So, just to recap, Jeff, what's your weekend been like?
Frustrating.
Was it?
Yeah. Went to that car boot sale and it was shut. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so
we're
me
gonna
and
get
Karen-
onto
me
it
and
'cause we
Ka-
went to the same one.
yeah, me and Karen got up at like 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Get down there for 5, and it was like.
There was no one there.
So yeah, so we're gonna go next week. So apart from that, yeah, I went shooting Sunday night. Relieved a few rabbits of their being on Earth. Not really. Did a bit of drawing. Not really.
Are you working on anything specific?
What, drawing wise?
Drawing wise now.
Nah. No, I'm just. I've got some new. I'm doing a trial of new mediums. Normally I do coloured pencils, which take a hell of a long time, and I've started going on to pastel pencils now.
That's what you said. You was doing.
But the detail in them. Well, I did a picture of a wolf, and I think I've nailed that one. But yeah, I want to try and do a few more different bits. I don't know. I've got something in my head what I want to do, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway,
Well, when you get back to drawing, let me know, and you can definitely do my dogs.
okay.
You're incredible, mate. Absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
He's fantastic.
Just contact Adam, and then Adam will contact me, and
Yeah,
I'll
we'll swap numbers. We'll swap numbers.
Yeah, straight away, mate. Straight away.
So yeah. So apart from that, my weekend, that's it really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
So-
recovering from work.
So Rudy,
Um,
because we've done a couple of things on the weekend, but
where I was at the boot sale as well with Adam. We went to obviously the same place. Woo.
yeah, carry on. So I'm just going to get rid of these.
Okay, what's that one there? Look,
Yeah, right.
just press that button. You.
Good shout. I did turn it down on top.
As I was saying, we went to the same boot sale, but it had been postponed, so we ended up in
Barley Lands.
Barley Lands, which was all right.
What, Basildon?
Yeah. Sold a few keyboards, and Adam sold a couple of bits and pieces, and then we left, and I've managed to get some of my photography displayed at the new library. On the show for a month with my photographic group, and yeah, apart from that,
Oh, that's good.
you know, everything's hunky dory at the moment.
So was that the South End Library?
Yeah,
Right.
the you know the college, you know, the library.
Yeah, yeah.
Are they for sale, Ru? Some of your pictures.
If anyone wants to buy them, yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to go and
What are they pictures of?
Some of them are leading lines. There's one that's a view of the pier, and there's another one when I'm on the pier doing the leading lines, and another one where I'm doing a set of railings which is trailing off. Yeah,
Ah,
you know, they come out all right. So they you know, put them on the background, and they're good enough to be displayed. So I thought, oh,
I think they're quite good.
well
Really.
done, man. Well done.
so we got a drawer and a photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah, an artist, sorry, drawer.
Piss artist.
A
It's
legend,
artist, yeah.
a legend and a bellend.
Yeah.
no.
Often known to switch places.
Hang on, who's the villain?
So yeah, as I say, me and Rudy did the boot sale as we went to the same one that Jeff was going to go to. And it finally cancelled, so we went to Barley Lands. We done our bits and pieces there. What we also did on the Saturday.
Oh yeah, I forgot Saturday. Oh yeah, you tell them you.
Yeah, so Saturday we did a. There's a place called the Balmoral Community Centre in Westcliff, part of Southend, and every so often they'll have a holistic day or a psychic fair or that sort of thing. So you can get your cards read. You know, there's crystals and that sort of thing for sale. So yeah, on Saturday, I have a table there. So it's a bit of a meet and greet. If anyone wants to come and say hello, talk to us, and you know, any experience they've got, if we might need us to visit their houses, if they've got any issues. So we've done that, and yeah, Saturday was really good. We did have one of our subscribers come and visit and chat with him, lovely guy, and his daughter. Yeah, really nice to meet them. And it's given me a book to read, which has got some really interesting stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also confirmed something that I said over Wakering Stairs, didn't
That's right. Yeah, that's
Confirmed
another
that.
place we got to visit. So we've got a list up there which we're going to go through. But yeah, so as I've said in the vlogs, in previous vlogs, when we do our next one, we will let you know. So if you want to come down and take a visit, I did give a little talk on Saturday. That was really good. I've got some ideas about that, which I'll speak with Adam about.
Lovely. Nice one.
Yes, the fart machine is on. Our spiritual fart machine
Say it
is
weren't
up
me.
there. So that's obviously concur with what I'm thinking. So yeah, that's what we did. It was yeah, I do like the meet and greets. It's nice to talk to people. As I say, we can get ideas of places to visit. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've done this weekend. The only other thing I did was I went to pick up the new motorbike, but that's on my Adams Autos channel. So if you go to Adams Autos, you can see the start of that project.
Oh, you dirty dog, you plugged it.
I know.
You little scallywag.
Well, all my channels.
Oh, sorry, alright, okay.
Ball. Yeah, so yeah, that's what we've done really. So yeah, as I say, tonight we're going to talk about. It's another sort of like Bob. Bob's outside.
What, the dog?
Done him in.
No, he'll wreck the place.
Yeah, he's pup.
Hello. Hello. Oh, he's got one brown eye, one blue eye.
Yeah.
Hello. God, he's only about 8 months, isn't he?
Yeah, he's about that.
It's not long. Not old. That old.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to go tell Mum someone's in the garage.
So yeah, that's what we can talk tonight about alien species. So we've already had a little thing come through before we went on channel. There was a question Rudy wanted to ask, which I'll get on to after I've chatted my crap. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do.
And our special guest tonight is Adam, and he's joined the chat, and he's got his own paranormal group.
Yeah, dormant paranormal group at the minute.
Well, that one
But-
is for long knowing you.
No, it won't be for long. We are jumping back on the bandwagon. But yeah, Paranormal Essex. You know, it's it's coming back with a rebrand.
Mm.
And a fist up his arse.
But-
So he's coming back. But yeah, it'd be good. We're gonna try and get some more people involved. So it'd be definitely good.
But if you want to check out any of Adam's content, Facebook, Paranormal Essex, there's loads of live streams which are still running, hopefully until Facebook.
Yeah,
There's
take
that
them
thing.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's quite a few.
So I suggest if you want to go and watch them, do it now. There's some great stuff. We've been on there as well
Yeah,
at
we've
times.
shadowed your group
Yeah.
as well, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been on there.
We've gone out and done ghost hunts.
Yeah.
Alright, so.
So, yeah, it's all been good fun.
And it's been good. It has been good. You know, we tried to live stream because with videos, it's our fault. Well, early days of Paranormal Essex, we always tried to live stream because I thought, you know, live stream's raw. You know, you ain't gonna. Yeah, it's very hard to like make anything happen. Do you know what I mean? Like if, like for example, fake anything live, it's so hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like with video editing, you can do that. It's you know what I mean. It's quite easy to do that with video editing. So I decided that from day one, literally we live stream everything's raw. So you literally, if you go over there, it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's a lot of swearing, good couple of fags being smoked. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them, you know.
Right,
So
Yeah.
my Karen says hello.
Hello,
Oh
Karen.
yeah, just come up. Hello, Karen.
Hi.
Alright. Yeah, so if you come on the next live stream, we did the Oscar medium. Hopefully Glory will be here, and that's like purely spiritual mediumship stuff. Which,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think
I'm
you'll
with you.
enjoy.
You do
Yeah.
what you need to do, mate.
But yeah, so there we go. This is it. This is a bit of a boys' night tonight.
Oh yeah, no
Yeah.
drinks flowing.
No,
Let's
unfortunately
sort it
not.
I
But
got asked if I wanted a cup of tea, not a JD and Coke.
out. Oh, I drank all the JD.
yeah, he's already got there. So yeah, a bit of a lads one tonight. So it's slightly different feel.
We're going to have an arm wrestling tournament afterwards.
We're not.
Oh, no.
Everyone's gone quiet.
I'll do it just for prosperity.
I want an arm lift.
Yeah, innit, yeah.
So
So I've got to go work on Monday.
We'll be lifting fences we left there.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
So-
it.
So yeah, there we go. So oh, and
Oh,
James, hello James.
Oh,
James
James.
Hickey. Oh,
What
Hickey.
is your favourite horror film? Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good point, yeah.
Slightly off topic, but yeah, good question. What's
Nice.
yours?
Insidious, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
Number one and number two, it got a bit silly after they started making 8, 7, fucking 8,
Yeah.
9, 10, wasn't it? I mean,
A lot of milk stuff.
Yeah, mine, besides Alien, has got to be The Exorcist.
well, that's a good one. Amityville Horror, it's a good one
Yep.
as well.
Heather said hello.
Hi, I said that. Hello, Heather.
Hello, Heather.
Jeff, have you got a favourite horror film?
Don't watch them.
Of course you don't know.
I can't watch them.
He gets scared.
But you get scared, do you?
Yeah, my Mrs. Karen, she absolutely loves them. I can't watch them. I get like noon.
Yeah, he always been on a cushion.
So I thought I'd go ghost hunting.
Does he come on Ghost Hunts?
Yeah,
Jeff,
Well, that don't
yeah.
bother me. I just can't watch horror films.
Yeah.
That's his weakness, man. No one
Yeah, he's witnesses,
I
yeah.
can't. I've got a number of films. In the more recent stuff, I'd say the what's the one based in Edmund Ray Warren?
Oh, that's the Conjuring.
That's
Yeah,
it. The
Conjuring.
I
Conjuring.
like Conjuring 2. I really like that.
All of more recent
That the-
stuff.
About the what's it, hauntings, wasn't it? The
Enfield.
Enfield.
Mm.
I don't know how true that was,
Um,
but
Yeah, I'd say like recent horror films. I'd say The Conjuring, but then they filmed it in the same way that stuff in the 70s was filmed.
Mm.
So they made a real retro look to it, and it really worked. So and there's some genuine scares in there.
I think the only horror film I've ever watched is American Werewolf in London.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
So that didn't really scare me, but things like, oh, what's that one with the witches in it? That's recent. Karen watched it, and I'm like, yeah, righto.
With the witches.
Yeah, it's Karen. If you're watching, what's that film with the witches in it that you watched, and you were, like, oh yeah, I used to joke that I watched it, and it's like, no. She'll tell us in a
A
sec.
big geese like that scared of a horror film.
I know what it was.
I'd say, I mean, outside, outside of that, I'd say Event Horizon.
Yeah,
Is
that
up
was,
there
a,
with
that
me.
was good
That was
mind.
really freaky.
That was good mind one, wasn't it?
Freaky thing that
yeah,
was.
yeah.
And it's kind of got an element of truth to it.
Yeah.
So I think those are some of the better ones that are based on real events. Obviously, The Exorcist is up there.
Well, yeah, that's one of the one I sort of sticks in mind for, paranormal kind of. Well, I say paranormal, but a lot of it, yeah. It's easy to sort of explain away, really.
Oh yeah, Karen's just said it. It was The Nun, not a witches. It
Oh,
was
The
The
Nun.
Nun.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
sod that.
That's
Yeah.
a good film, actually.
I watched a
That's
trailer of it, and
Yeah.
I were behind a bloody sofa
But
nearly.
that was in The
Oh,
Conjuring too, as well. She appeared in that as well, didn't she?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
you're
Nun.
asking me, I don't know.
You know the geezer at Gladiator #1? What's it
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. You seen his scary one when he's a priest?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just about to say that because me and Karen watched that, and I didn't class that as a horror film.
But it was good.
It was The
film.
Pope's Exorcist.
Pope Exorcist. It was a good
I
film.
watched that, and that I was like, I'm not too sure about this one. And I've watched the Dracula one, where he's got the modern one, where the girls are they're like bats or yeah, you can. Shut up. They're like bat things, and they're flying around, and that these girls, they're like his
That weren't Van Helsing, was it?
Van Helsing. That's it. I watched that.
Did you ever see?
That's not a horror film.
No, it's not. No, it
Did you ever see Salem's Lot? I thought that was good.
No.
Mm.
Oh, another question. Oh, Van Helsing. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Karen, thank you, Dan.
Yeah, that was an enjoyable film. Not scary, but that was enjoyable.
Salem's Lot with the vampire with, what's his name? David Soul.
Mm.
He was the writer in it, wasn't he? I thought that was all right.
But I mean, other than that, I like the Army of Dark, the Evil Dead series, the original three.
Oh,
Yeah.
they
That
were really
was
tongue in cheek, but they're really
brilliant.
good.
Yeah.
Really good.
There's a couple of Stephen King stuff.
Mm.
I tell you what was good, The Mist.
I saw
That's
that.
one of my favourites.
even that, the name like that so scares me.
It's
Mist.
the Mist.
Yeah.
It's as much about again because that was set in a situation where a dimension was opened up and all these weird creatures come through. But it's as much about the human psychology as it is about these strange. Have you seen it?
Oh, Heather
Really
said.
good film.
Heather
Not to
said.
spoil it.
Heather said, I like the House on the Haunted Hill.
Yeah, that's a good one and all.
Is that like zombie flesh eaters era?
Yeah, I think
what-
so.
The
Like
90s, late
Resident
80s, early
Evil
90s.
and that.
Resident Evil.
And all that, yeah.
I think if I went on one of these ghost hunts, which I mean, inevitably I am going to do, I think if a ghost did come out, I think I'd stick it in a flipping headlock.
You can try.
It's cool. All right.
We had a geezer called James at the start of Paranormal, and he was a really, really bad skeptic. Which ain't bad, it's good to have a skeptic on
Yeah,
the team,
that's what I
right?
think.
That's what they've got me on for. I'm not a skeptic as such, am I?
No.
I'm more of a. I do believe in stuff, and I have seen stuff and this, that, and the other. But I ask questions that
Jeff had asked the kind of questions that
the
people
public that
watching
won't
would
know.
ask.
Yeah, of course, and that's it. And
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
that's
Sorry.
right. He's a really big skeptic, and he
The
was
Shining.
He's Shining.
That's
Yeah.
like werewolves, wasn't it?
No,
No,
Shining.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yes, Johnny.
Mm.
with the twin girls and that.
Yeah.
So you saying what?
Yeah, so he's a really big skeptic and
Yeah.
big lad he was. You know what I mean? 'Cause one time, I'll tell you, like when we got scared. We was back to a quick another story, and I'll go back to that story.
Mm.
We're investigating a haunted chapel in the middle of a set of forests.
Mm.
In the middle of a forest, right?
Yeah, as
And
you
we
do.
come out. It was about 12:30 at night, and there was people with hoodie coats on,
Oh.
going around in a circle
wow.
with candles. Right?
Wow.
Freaked us out completely because we didn't suspect, right? Rob's then turned around and said, "Dog," thinking the dogs are chasing us, right? Because we're on someone's land, right? So when I say this geezer, big geezer, probably about 19 stone. When I say he took off, I couldn't keep with him. He was gone, mate. Anyway, back to the original story. So he was like, yeah, I don't believe, blah blah blah. I was like, fair enough. Go into this tunnel, which was East Tilby Battery. We're going to turn all the
Yeah.
lights off. I'm going to
Been
sit you there and leave you there for 10 seconds, and we're going to turn all the lights back on. So obviously he went down there because obviously he's not scared of anything, and so I turned all the lights off, counted to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, so forth. We turned all the lights on, and he literally jumped out of his skin because he said there was a mist figure in front of him that just come to life as the lights come back on. Materialised, yeah. And he literally shouted round, turned around, "Oh shit!" Run around, run past us when I'm going to the car. I never saw him again.
As you do.
Never saw him again, so I think that's going to happen again.
Oh, James has come up again.
No, I'll
Back-
come
the
back.
black phone
Well,
is-
it's I'll stand my ground,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like it's one of them until it happens
Mate,
face to
I've had
face.
a teddy bear, yeah, a stiff teddy bear like this at Manning Tree, yeah, and we left the camera on the teddy, and we was doing fucked off for about 10 minutes.
Can't swear.
So started off for 10 minutes, went to the car, had a cigarette, come back, and the stream was going mental, saying the head moved, the head moved, the head
Really?
moved, yeah. And before that I was saying, if you can move the teddy, you can keep it to this little girl that we're speaking to. So she was crying and that coming through the spirit box and all that. And when I played it back, the stream, I slowed it down, and you could see the teddy bear's head just go like that, look towards the camera,
Yeah.
and then come back like that.
No, that's a bit creepy, isn't it?
Live on stream, mate.
That's a bit creepy.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, you know.
Yeah. Let's say some objects like dolls and that do that, don't they?
Mm.
Head turns round and you think, hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you some stories, mate. I'll tell you. I'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll do that when we do the
Yeah,
next,
sorry, I know we're
yeah.
going straight off
But
topic here.
Getting back onto the topic, the alien agendas, the aliens, are they real? Are they people's imaginations? Are they made up? Or do they actually interact with us?
Can I give you what I think?
Go on,
My version, right?
go on.
I've been thinking about this. I've had a few days to think about it. And my thing is, after watching Ancient Aliens and this, that, and the other, and all that lot, I think definitely 100% they built the pyramids, and then the Mayans and all that lot. They were definitely around then, especially with when they got that professional. They got a professional in who owns a big company, and he does stone cutting, and even with the millions of pounds of the machinery they got, they can't do that today. My theory is, I've thought about this, I've read a few things, watched a few things, and my theory is this: they come down to help us millions of years ago, thousands of years ago, thousands of years ago, and this planet is estimated to be 4 billion years old.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about that. I think that'll come into it. I digress on this one. I think that they come down to help us, and they saw a subspecies being human, and I think that they come to the conclusion that we're not worth helping. We're just hell bent on killing each other. Or we're hell bent on fighting. It's ruled by greed. We're not as one. And I think they just went, right, we've come down to help them. That was their sign of help.
Yeah.
Doing that, doing this, doing that. And I think they've just said, you know what, they're not worth it. They're not. And they've gone. And another thing, I think, in our solar system, I think that there's planets that are beyond the age of the Earth, that are like 2 or 3 billion years in front of us.
Yeah.
and I think that they're more advanced. And if you think
Yeah.
how old human civilization is,
We're just a speck in there.
Yeah, it's not.
and we've only got, all right, we think that we've had advanced technology, and that.
There's nothing. We're not
It's,
even at
we've
0.
humans really have achieved nothing compared to what the aliens could have achieved. You look, the Mayans and the pyramids, things like that.
Egyptians.
The Egyptians, they can do things like that. How many years ago were the Egyptians with the pyramids? Thousands of years ago.
It's 11,000 odd years BCE.
Right.
It's
So
been dated to.
so-
Well, not the. That's not the official historical
yeah,
line.
Yeah.
But there's suggestions that the pyramids were built something like 11,000 years before BCE.
right. So basically, third toes here, you're looking at 2,000. You're looking at about 13,000 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
So 13,000 years ago, they had the technology on Earth to do that.
Mm.
Humans have progressed, and we've got professionals saying that we can't do what they did 13,000 years ago.
And not only that, it's the precision of where they are.
Exactly. That's what he's saying. There's no
Precise,
way
so
that they could
precise.
do that.
Yeah,
And
they
the one
say-
that got me was when they went to the Mayan stones, of the Mayan tribe, and they've got these stones, and there's like these stones together.
Yeah, they're like
And he
60
says,
tons, some of these things.
There's,
And you
he
couldn't
said,
get a fact
there's no way that we can do that of blocks of this magnitude, precision cut like that. He said, there's nothing on Earth that could do that now. And he says, and I own millions of pounds worth of gear. And he says, and we can't do that now with laser technology, let alone, this is precision. This is like ultimate precision. And how they've got it there and how they've done. He said, no, he said, something else has done this. And that's my theory. Basically, aliens were down here thousands of years ago. They tried to help the humans out. They've watched them fight, squabble, fight. And they're like, they're not ready for us. They're not ready for this sort of technology. Because what humans are going to do, all they're going to do is enhance it, and it's going to be greed. And then they're just going to put it to bad use. That's my
Yeah,
theory.
I've got.
That's
Yeah.
a really good thing.
Because you
Yeah.
put technology in the hands of humans, what have we done? Right, the advancement of war, the
Wars.
advancement of technology.
Yeah.
All that technology has done, it's going to be used to harm other people.
Yeah.
Bombs, computer
Wait,
warfare.
wait,
Aliens are like, nah, forget it. They're not ready for this.
All the technology.
That's my theory
all the
anyway.
technology that we've weaponised.
Exactly.
I mean, we've weaponised everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I do think that they are watching us, and
Yeah, that's a good point, Heather.
I do think that people that there are, like I say, in the solar system, there are planets that are far advanced to
Yeah.
to this.
I mean, I'll get onto that with my theory.
So, yeah,
I
that's
think
my theory anyway.
Some of where you're coming from is on point. I've just read out what Heather said. In 200 years, we went from horse and cart and buggy to the Hadron
Landing on
Collider.
Space.
Yeah, to putting stuff out to space. So I just think what 1,000 years before reset might have been like. See, that's the thing. There's what you're talking about there about only species not thinking we're not ready, which is in a way is right. But then there's others that are we think have been interacting to
maybe not.
prevent us
Maybe
from-
not ready. Not worthy. I think not worthy of.
There's species that have been interacting with the human race that have been preventing us from taking that next step. So, just quickly going back to the buildings, the pyramids and Machu Picchu and all
Yeah,
those
Mayans
places.
and that,
There is technology, but we don't go down that route. But it has been proven by using sound resonance to move blocks. So you take a 60-ton block and you hit it at the right frequency, and it becomes effectively weightless. So you can move this block with no effort at all. And indeed, there's a guy in the States. Is he in the States? He's built this place up. It's like a castle, and he's got a rock that's positioned so perfect. He weighed tons, this thing, but it's on a pivot and you can move it. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've
I
not
haven't
seen
seen
that.
that now.
Yeah, there's this guy's built and using sound resonance. It's just technology that we don't use. And I think it'd rock everyone in the world if we suddenly used that. there's tech there that I've said before that's been hidden from us.
Yeah. I'll go
Um,
with that.
Yeah, but if somebody like, if mere mortals like me, you, and
Mm.
everyone else, like, you know, can know about sound resonance, why aren't the military tapping into that?
Because the military are more advanced than what we've got. They've got like 30, 40 years in
That's it.
advanced technology.
yeah, yeah. What
Like
we're
they
seeing
had the
now,
iPhone back in the 70s.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. What
Like,
we're seeing now is like 30 years away from what
Yeah.
what they've got behind closed
Yeah,
doors.
yeah.
Someone's just
Right.
gone and put, have you heard of the crystal skull or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
they
What's
were
that?
debunked.
What's that?
There were these skulls that were made out of crystal, and it was alleged that humans weren't capable of making these things because the polish was so spot on and things. But the Wi-Files did debunk it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you go to the Wi-Fi's channel, look up Crystal Skulls.
Okay.
He does a dive into it, and it's really fascinating what he found, but it was debunked.
Yeah, Heather's just
Um,
put, it's a bit about, yeah, she's answered my question. What was it? It's skull. Was a completely movable jaw, with a completely movable jaw?
Yeah, yeah.
Human skull made out of crystal with a completely movable jaw. This is Heather
But,
saying
yeah,
that.
but it was, as I say, Wi-Fi did debunk it. But again, it was something that I thought was an anomaly. But when you look at the evidence that was presented, it then makes sense that it wasn't what we was being told they were. They were manufactured. They weren't.
Yeah, but what was the purpose of them? What was the context of it?
For someone to make money?
No, I mean, what was it? Just
Oh.
like another race of beings?
They was trying to push it as something like that, as they was created by something not of this earth, and you could hear and see things through the eye sockets, and it was stuff like that. It was a long time ago since I watched it,
Okay.
but that was the thing.
When was this,
But-
like 60s, 70s?
I
Bit
think
later.
about 100 years, I think. Or,
Really?
yeah.
Fucking hell, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's worth looking at. If you go to the Wi-Fi's channel,
I'll have a look at
they cover it on there. But I was just going to go back to what you said about, you know, how because we're too violent and everything. Now, if you believe the Anunnaki route, that we were created by the Anunnaki.
Who?
The Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
They were
Sorry, I'm new to this. Sorry, everyone.
Right.
So am I, mate. Don't worry about that.
okay. So the Anunnaki were the species. Eric Sitchin was the first one to talk about this, and then Zachary Sitchin. Sorry. Eric von Daniken was a great guy. He's still alive. He's in his 80s.
Chariot
Sharp as
gods.
attack. Yeah, Chariot the Gods he bought in '68. I read that book when I was about 16, and it totally changed my perception on how humanity had come about, and all the ancient the drawings and sculptures, and you know, and it's saying, look, this is a guy wearing a freaking spacesuit and helmets and things. It totally
Change the way you
yeah,
feel about it, yeah.
so this is like 35 years ago.
If you look at some of the
I read like his following books, but I'm just going back. So the Anunnaki, that they were the race. They were on another planet. They were losing their atmosphere, and they found this planet Earth was stacked full of minerals and
Gold.
it was gold mainly that would help their planet. And they decreed that to come down and mine the gold to put in their atmosphere to reflect the sun. So they've come to this planet. They've got like a lower caste race called the Ajiji, that they set them to work to mine this. The Ajiji soon went, stuff this, we ain't doing your work. So the Anunnaki then created the human race out of primates. Humanity was sort of evolving, I think it was up to Homo erectus or something. But you'll hear about the missing link. The reason it's missing link, you'll never find it because it was artificial intervention by the Anunnaki that then moved us on. So they created us intelligent enough to be able to do their grafting for them, to go and mining the gold and all the rest of it, but not that clever that we're like stuff it, bugger off, with their own thing.
Yeah, yeah.
When I'm listening to this in layman's terms, and you're blowing Darwin's theory to bits.
Yeah, Darwin, some of Darwin's theory does things do evolve. That is true,
Right.
and we've seen evidence of that.
Okay.
But this is a line that is sort of kind of hidden human history. Now, the Anunnaki were quite warlike. They would often have their own conflicts, their own squabbles, and at some point they split the world up into 4 different areas because they were squabbling so much. It's like, right, you go and have this bit, you go and have this bit, you go. So they then
Sounds
take their
familiar.
own groups of humans, which is probably why we've got Caucasian humans, which we all are.
Yeah.
You know, and then we've got those Middle Eastern, dark, Asian. So that would suggest that they've created their own different races.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what do we then do? Because they're conflicting. So we're following that line.
Mm.
So we're carrying on those conflicts.
Yeah,
We've got all of it.
It's in our genes.
Yeah.
Two brothers, weren't there?
Enlil and
Enlil and Enki.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's one thing, but I don't believe we come from. I reckon we were seeded from other star systems
Yeah.
that brought us here, because this was kind of like a petri dish, you know.
Mm.
The Earth. We, you know, I mean, the reptilians, they're very good at the genetics, and
But you think Earth was more of an experiment?
yeah,
We kind of
Really?
yeah.
I do.
Humanity
I mean,
is very unique.
that's what I mean. We've got. Don't forget. I mean, we've got the whole lot. Haven't we? We've got emotion. We've got feelings. We've got this. We've got that. We've got spiritual side. A lot of these races haven't the concept of that. They have no concept. Of
When you say races,
well, there's the reptilians. You've got the Greys. You've got the Anunnaki. They've got the Pleiadians.
Pleiadians, yeah.
You've got you've got all these.
Lyrans.
Yeah, the Lyrans. That's apparently where we come from.
Lions are like cat-like race.
And
Yeah.
you've got all these races that are vying for this part of the galaxy. You know, this part of the solar system. And there's been wars, especially between the Draconians and the other reptilian races. There's some good reptilians that work with us, and there's some not very nice ones that we're sort of kicking them out because they're not very nice. They're warlike, and they're
But
massive.
they're the ones that are trying to control everything what's going on, all the banking system and
They're the ones that are like slave labour, basically.
yeah, all the things that are splitting us up and keeping us in enslavement sort of thing. They're the ones that's been involved with it.
And they've been here a long time. I mean, most of them are underground, but the Greys, some of them are robots. You know,
Biological
they're
robots.
they're biological robots. They're engineered to do the dirty work for the other races. You know, like cattle mutilations or kidnapping, people and experimenting and all this. But yeah, I mean,
It seems really deep.
It is.
It is.
I didn't think it was that deep.
No, it's. I mean, there's been a few whistleblowers. I was listening to one recently, and about obviously the technology that is out. But like you say, I mean, it's all weaponised, like the DEWs, the directed energy weapons that they've got, and it was basically an array that was in Antarctica because a lot of it is in Antarctica.
hence the Antarctica Treaty, Antarctica
Yeah,
Treaty.
I've
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, Admiral Byrd, didn't you? He went to Antarctica, was told
Yeah.
to basically piss off because, you're not.
Now, some of Bird's story was debunked, but there is a question mark still over where he disappeared to for 3 hours because he went over it on his plane. The Admiral Byrd was in charge of Operation High Jump, which is 1947. We took an expedition down to the South Pole because there's rumours that Nazis were down there. And there's all sorts of
Post-war.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the Nazis escaped from Germany. They went into
They call it
Argentina.
Swabiland or something now, don't
Yeah, some have gone to Antarctica. Now, Admiral Byrd flew a private plane over Antarctica. And he described stuff, but that was debunked. But there was a question mark over that trip because his plane only had enough fuel for an hour's flight. He was gone for 3 hours. So where did he go? What did he see?
Anyway, but
Mm.
what I was talking about was the actual array that was that's in the Antarctica, which is a neutrino detector. It's basically a massive telescope, and the neutrino sensors are about as big as a basketball, and there's loads of them all dotted around the Antarctic, and they look into space to monitor obviously neutrinos, but they can also detect UFO drives and that. But he said that it can also be used as a DEW, directed energy weapon. It accidentally went off and caused an earthquake in New Zealand a few years back. So, yeah. So
Right, then.
that's the technology that.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a curveball on behalf of the public then. Area 51. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Right, because there's been a lot of how's your father going on in there,
Mm.
S4.
and
S4
Yeah.
is
Oh.
where the alien stuff is, isn't it?
Right.
I'd say.
do you think that's real?
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
I've seen like a film of like of a hovercraft of like something hovering in one of the hangars and
yeah.
this that. You think that's on it or
So Bob Lazar has been the main whistleblower over Area 51.
being one of the main people that was there?
Yeah, but it's very those top secret areas are very compartmentalised. That's the word.
Right.
Oh, compartmentalised.
So everyone that works there is only dealing with one specific thing. There's no overall. So they'll only see one specific thing, and that'll be their area of expertise.
Yeah,
And they won't deal with anything else.
Yeah.
Bob described the element that was used to power these craft, and he said the one he'd seen was the sport, what he called the sport model, and what he did see, there was like 3 different size UAPs,
Oh yeah.
UAP.
aerial unidentified aerial phenomena. We moved away
Right.
from
Yeah.
UFOs because
Okay.
they're not. We know what they are.
Yeah.
So they've moved on and it's term UAPs. So he's described, I think it was 3 different sizes, but the one he worked on was what he called the sport model, but it was a smaller
Oh,
one.
we actually worked on it.
Yeah, some of them were reversed engineered,
That's
but
it.
they called it a TR3. It's like
Yeah.
a big triangle. My mate actually saw one. He said it's big as 2 football pitches.
Yeah, one of my housemates,
It was
one of my housemates saw
a
one.
TR3 black triangle, and it just took off. Like,
Really?
Just like that.
Do you know my mate saw it?
They call it TR3.
The last Southend Air Show.
TR3B.
Yeah.
What a great cover. We've got all sorts of funny shit flying around. So what better cover than to fly this thing because no one's going to bat an eyelid. There's like, there's another thing flying over.
Yeah.
And yeah, just said this thing was massive.
I thought this sort of stuff was big in the States, but obviously it's not.
Yeah, that's
Well,
all
yeah,
right.
I mean, don't forget you had the Roswell incident, didn't you? And 1947, wasn't it? And they had they captured, well, they had an alien. They called it EB1, and he was helping them for a while, and then he obviously passed away, I think. But they had agreements with a lot of the governments, like Eisenhower, you know, because the Greys turned around and said, you know, we'll give you some technology if we could take a few people.
Yeah,
You know,
yes,
But
yeah.
they overstepped the mark, though. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
there's
'cause
nothing you could do about it.
There's loads of people that go missing in the States.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
Loads of people.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
all the little towns around Area 51, they say that loads of people go missing, yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, technology like LEDs.
that's going on there.
All right. Do you think that Bermuda Triangle's got anything to do with aliens? Like a portal?
I think
could
it's
be
more
a-
like a portal. Yeah, like you say. I think it's
Yeah, well, it's
Actually
it's a big, massive electromagnetic field. If
Yeah.
anything flies through it, it just dies. It's
I
not-
actually sound quite clever with this. It sounds like I know what I'm talking about. I'm just like,
Yeah, it's a
Plucking things
it's
out of
a
here,
big thing, but
you think that could be a portal then, or some sort of?
I mean, again, there's all sorts of different things that have hung over that. It could be a portal. There could be a gravitational anomaly where it sends your compass delay.
Why hasn't nobody ever done a live stream flying over the Bermuda Triangle?
Well, they might have done.
Yeah,
I mean, the one in Antarctica, there's a massive hole there that no one's allowed to fly over. It's like alien craft flying in and out of it. You know, so
Really?
and yeah, I mean, don't forget you've got super soldiers as well. That's another thing. Super soldiers that, you know, go on other planets and, you know, the aliens are working with them as well. You've got Mars, you've got, you know, some on the moon, I suppose, Mars, you know, all the other planets in the solar system. So, yeah, I mean, they've colonised most of it.
Yeah, we can't be the only people. We can't be the only
Why
race. You know what I mean?
Well,
No, it's,
it'd be
no,
quite,
it's quite naive to
quite
think that, wouldn't it?
selfish-minded to think that. You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I mean, Jeff, what you said about us, this being a young planet, and there's older ones, is that's, yeah, there is stuff beyond it. Because if you look back to where the centre of the universe is supposed to be, if you can imagine, you know, what I say is the Big Bang, everything suddenly went like that.
Mm.
So everything at the start of that Big Bang will be billions of years older than where we are.
I mean, what's that film that depicted? I thought you depicted it. Jupiter Rising, is it? Something like
Was that the one with the woman where
Yeah,
they wanted to have
she
blood
was
or something?
royalty, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But she didn't even know.
Yeah.
She was from you know, she was royalty, and they had to deal with the commerce, because it's all about commerce, isn't it? Space aliens.
It's so like, you know, if you imagine there's the Big Bang, and then this first solar system here,
Well, I don't reckon
and the habitable planets. I mean, I'm just using that as the accepted theory.
Yeah.
So if you can imagine that planet's the first formed, and life has, you know, formed on that planet and evolved and become intelligent, blah blah blah. So that planet there, Earth is now, and this one, which is billions of years younger than that one, this species will have evolved to the point they can do space travel, dimension jumps, whatever.
Yeah.
So as the universe is expanding, and there's a new solar system come up here, that's going to be a young planet that's going to look back on Earth and think, bloody hell, they're really advanced. You know, so us to them are advanced, whereas us to that planet that's just formed billions of years ago, they will be advanced.
They'll be advanced.
But we have got our own defence force.
Yeah, yeah.
Solar Warden project. That's like I said, the suit soldiers, and they've got the these sort of suits. These like
Exosuits.
The retro suits. They've got them.
That's
And
about
it's got high-powered lasers and God knows what. And you're thinking, wow.
They tell us in films and TV what they're
And
doing.
they use obviously the ships to, go from one planet to another, or one part of the solar system to another, and they keep an eye, they keep a check on because a lot of the nasty reptilians want to leave, because they're, being chased out basically because they're not very nice. And they say, yeah, okay, you go. And as soon as they get out of the atmosphere, they just take them out. God.
See now, I'm going to say this from a public sort of point of view,
Yeah.
and you'll understand what I'm saying, right? If you say that, what you've just said,
Yeah.
to the average man on the street, they'll say,
I think he
right,
does.
you've been smoking too much crack,
Yeah, it's just like anything
right?
else,
But
isn't it?
is that the way that the human race has been conditioned?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Have you not heard of MK Ultra? It's been going
I
on
thought they were a band.
Yeah.
I thought they were a football team in.
It's a band of
Don't know.
getting your head mucked
They're
up.
basically they're like psyops. They're
It's a
all-
psyop.
yeah.
Like, there's many psyops, isn't there? I mean, for a start, I don't know, this might piss a lot of people off, excuse the French, but COVID was a psyop.
Mhm.
It was.
What about the stuff in the water that in the drinking water that knackers your
Fluoride.
pineal gland or something?
Well,
Fluoride.
they,
Is that?
they've tried to destroy the pineal gland, haven't they? So we can't function as a human, and
It closes you down, doesn't it?
It closes your abilities down, and that's what they want. They want to dampen us down.
Can that be reversed if you have drunk? If it is fogged up?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I mean,
Or as we as a human, as we are as a human race, gone too far?
obviously, we can take cleansing stuff that cleanse all this crap out that they've pumped into us over the years, but whether it enhances, I mean, I think you just have to try and meditate and just try and, because we still can use our gifts, can't we? I mean,
Like, open up your chakras and
Yeah.
things like that.
So we've all, I mean, we're all born with gifts. Page up, you open out mine. I'd say Julie was really good for getting
You've opened
moving my
up,
gifts
haven't
out.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
obviously, Adam is open,
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
opened him up.
So, but I'd say what I was going to say is, I mean, we're going with Galactic Council.
Heather's just said something. Sorry, quite a long-winded one. It might be quite
Yeah. Has
Bold Law or something.
anyone heard of the Bode Law? So I've got a thing in the way of it.
Nope.
Right, I'm going to love you and leave you because I've got an
Alright.
hour and a half drive home.
Yeah.
Alright, but it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Right,
Good
and
to
we'll,
see you, sir.
I will set up a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
we'll sort it out and we'll have a chat, yeah?
Yeah. Good on you.
Alright?
Good on you, mate.
Right.
Good
It's
to
been a
see you.
pleasure.
Yes, safe journey.
I'll give my number to Adam. Sort my number out.
Yeah. Get
Alright,
send it to Adam, send it to me, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
No worries.
Right. Adam's got to go back to Romford, so that's Adam from Paranormal Essex
I
out.
shall exactly out.
Out.
See you later, mate.
Just give a knock on the door. Just
Yeah.
Alright, cheers mate.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.
Yeah, so what was Heather saying?
Yeah,
Bode Law or
just
something?
had a Bode Law.
No, I've not heard of that.
I've heard of it. Not sure if I spelt that right, but it's about planets being a set distance from the sun, and now planets and other planets being around them, except Earth is not. Okay.
I know Earth is unique,
Mm.
and that's why they're taking so much interest in our planet.
Yeah.
It's a unique planet.
Yeah.
And as obviously you've got the Galactic Council as well, which I've had alien representatives talking through me about the Galactic Council or Galactic Federation, whatever you like to call it, and they're watching very closely what is going on with our planet, and how the people are being, obviously people on it are being treated, because you've got good and bad in the races, haven't you? I mean, just good and bad. It's just unfortunately what happens.
Yeah.
And they're trying their best to sort things out, but you know they're up against it. So you know they can't really interfere because it's their law, their code. But I mean, if the others interfere, then they've got the rights to step in. So it seems to be like a
Yeah. So
a scale
yeah.
balancing.
I mean, what we've basically got going on is there's, you know, what we say with negative races that are trying to keep us down, and then we've got the others which are trying to build, you know, trying to move us onto another level.
Yeah.
You know, which is just opening our gifts out so we're, you know, we can see more than just with our senses.
But I do know one thing. That it's going. What the negative ones are trying to do, it's not going to work because because the way the timeline's going, it all converges into one. They cannot change that, and this is the awakening process. What we're going through now. So everyone is waking up to all the rubbish that we've been dragged through all these years, and that we've been taught, and a lot of it is rubbish. It's not how it is.
So I mean, apart from the reptilians, which are the ones that do come up time again, is there any other negative races you'd say?
Oh, there's a few. The Aldebarans. You've got the Aldebarans, the ones with the big, massive heads that are very good at telepathy and you know can move stuff with the minds and that. And they're not a very nice race, the Aldebarans. And they used to work with the Nazis. So yeah, I'm sure there's other races, but they're not all bad. I mean, like you've got the good reptilians that are helping us, and because yeah, and there's other good races that are helping us as well. Besides that, you've got the Pleiadians, you've got the Nordics, you've got the Lyrans. Like as I say, there's a few in the council. There's some Andromedans that you've got from the other the other galaxies. There, you know. So yeah, there's a lot going on out there, but we just have to wait and see what happens. You know, if we can get through this, I'm praying that. Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm gonna put one of the questions. So, what do these different species look like?
Well, obviously, the Nordics are quite tall, as you would expect a Nordic to look, and blonde hair. That's why they're called Nordics, because they're blonde and like you know, from the north.
Like Vikings.
Like
Yeah,
Vikings.
that's where. Yeah.
You've got the Pleiadians, whatever they are. They're more sort of like us, really. So the Lyrans are, like you say, are like,
Cat-like.
you say they were cat-like, did you? Yeah, like feline kind of thing. There's blue-skinned. I can't remember who they are offhand, but there's all types of different races, but a lot of them look humanoid. You know, they've got 2 arms, 2 legs. Some of them got really thin, long arms, and you know, and some of them. I've only seen a couple of them that don't really look human at all. You know, and you think, oh, this is quite. I mean, oh yeah, the insectoids, like the mantis. I had one of them come through, and it was highly intelligent. It was off the scale, and he was talking, and I used to call him Dr. Mantis, and I had Dr. Mantis, Dr. Grey. That's how I named him, because they was different characters. One, you know, they were very helpful. You know, they told me a lot about what was going on. They knew about this COVID business already before it even took off. You know,
I knew it was going to happen.
They knew it was going to happen. Yeah,
They knew whoever's behind it was going to play their hand with COVID.
they knew already. Yeah, and that was it. Really, I heard a lot from this. But yeah, they're trying their best to sort everything out. So we have got help out there. Believe it or not, when you think it's all hopeless, we're not that hopeless. The human race will survive. I can pretty much assure you that will happen. They tried to obviously stop the nukes and that. They shot a couple down, didn't they? Remember,
I tried a missile, failed, didn't it?
they shot a missile, and they see a spaceship going around and a beam coming out, and they just shot it out of the sky. So, you know, and they could easily deactivate all this weaponry easily.
Yeah, I'll kind of link into what I kind of want to do for our next round table, which could be quite controversial.
What's that, mate?
Dare we say it?
No, because I want to keep what you said about the nukes being shut down. Now, I was having this conversation when we was last together, or I might have been with you about. I watched Superman 4.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. Yeah.
Quest for Peace. Now it come up with crap reviews. The Superman 1 and 2, especially 2. I'm talking about the Christopher Reeve films.
Yeah.
Were seminal. You know, they were brilliant films. Number 3, it was going downhill. You know, it was more jokey. There's some good bits in it.
Yeah.
You know, like where Clark and Superman fought for themselves. That was a good bit, and there was something else in there which I will leave. I think you might know what I'm going to go for the next round table. And there was something in that was giving us a message.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I bet I'm talking about. Well, anyway, Superman 4 Quest for Peace was kind of panned, really. it wasn't good. But the message I got from that, having known what we know now, what is Superman? Is an alien.
Well, yeah, he's from Krypton, isn't he?
Yeah. So we've got this alien, and what was Superman 4 Quest for Peace about? Getting rid of the nukes.
Yeah. Eradicating the nuclear weapon.
What did Superman 4, what did he do? He took all the nukes and he threw them into space.
Yeah.
And he basically got everyone to agree with it, because if not, he could go around and do it himself. And at the end of that film, he's basically saying to the human race, he said, basically, as an alien here, you need to stop doing what you're doing. And as I say, if I'd have watched that was the first time I watched it. I've never watched it before. I think it's partially a reason why I watched it now instead of
Superman 4, yeah.
instead of
Christopher
30 odd
Reeve.
yeah. That was the last one he did. And I think now watching, as I did the other week,
Makes sense.
well, I watched it now, not when it was out 35 years ago, or whenever it
Do
was.
you think it was ahead of its time when it was made?
Watching it now, knowing what we know, I think it was.
There's quite a few films like that with messages in like
Yeah.
that you think,
Yeah.
actually, bloody
Like
hell,
The
that's a bit close to the
Matrix
knuckle, that.
one.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of films, there's a lot of
Matrix is the
TV
one.
that's.
Will you look at Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a real, but again based on, as I said, we're kind of giving the game away now. But the next subject I'm going to talk about on the table is messages in films.
No, that's.
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
I mean,
I
that's-
kind of like worked it out when you were saying it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, some of it's quite, you know. I mean, you do see these things in the background, and they do sort of get your mind. You think, hang on a minute, that date is significant,
Mm.
and you think, well, that's before anything, you know, sort of transpired. Like
was it
certain-
George Orwell's
certain
1984?
numbers, yeah.
Oh
certain
yeah,
numbers.
yeah. I mean that was written. Bloody hell.
Long time ago.
Yeah, 80 years ago.
Oh, hang on, question. That's a brilliant subject for the next one. That's Heather. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been on my mind ever since I watched Superman 4. That has been on my mind.
Yeah, no, good shout.
And
Good
as I
shout.
said, I think now looking at it is the reason why I watched it now and not when it came out.
Yeah.
because
it
now I'm
wouldn't make
seeing the
much
message.
sense
Yeah.
Then, would it?
Yeah.
I mean, so everyone
As-
just the film, wasn't it?
Has anyone watching got any questions on what we've covered tonight? Or theories, even?
Yeah,
Let us know anyone's theories or if anyone's got any questions or anything like that. We've had quite a few people. We've had quite a few people watching tonight. If you can hear me under the rustling of the crisps.
Sorry.
we'll have them in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If,
if you've got any questions, far away. I mean, we'll take it on a positive note from a couple of things. In that, as I said earlier on, you know, we're sort of kind of agreed that the Anunnaki were the species responsible for creating this, but I don't think even they realised what they were creating, because we're
That's
more
very
than
true.
what. Because
What
we've
they
become
thought
more
was.
than what they thought. And I think there's one or two in the Anunnaki who knew that and tried to progress us. But
they were hindered, obviously.
yeah, but we become more than what they wanted, I think, or expected.
see, I'm still going to stick with my theory that like I say, aliens were around with us Egyptians and Mayan time, and then they just went, "Yeah, I'll see you later. Bugger this."
Well, they
You
did-
lost cause, you lot.
that in itself was I think was kind of true, because once the Anunnaki got what they wanted from this planet, they buggered back off to Nibiru. I'm a bit on the fence about whether Nibiru, that name, was a spaceship or the planet.
Yeah.
It could have been like something like the moon that was placed in orbit,
Mm.
you know, to spy on the Earth or
Yeah.
to monitor
So
the
they
Earth.
basically they created us to mind the grounds for them. They got what they wanted. They then gone right. Those that were originally in charge, the emperors, the kings, were half alien, half human hybrids.
No.
So this is where the lineage of kings and emperors and all the high priests. That's what, and it's still to this day.
The royal family.
Yeah, all the royal families are still to this day from when they left us. So that's where all the conflicts still come from. But they've gone, right, we're leaving you in charge, we're buggering off. We've got what we wanted. And I think they've kind of left that lineage in case they ever want to come back. That's my thought on it.
Well, that's a good
Whether,
one.
you know,
I think this planet and this human race could be far more advanced and far more friendly if we'd have just worked with them in them eras.
we
I
are
really
getting
do,
there.
to
We've
be
just
fair.
got to go through this,
No.
cut through what's going on and stop being, you know, I mean, we're going slightly off base here, but the likes of MJ or everything with him, Bob Marley's like my favourite. I always think he's a prophet, trying to tell us to unite and fight the machine, not each other.
It's human nature.
Mm.
It's human nature. That's the thing they're fighting, isn't it? It's human nature. I mean, some of us are aggressive, and warlike. You know,
Yeah, some of us are pacifists. And,
yeah. Some of us aren't. I mean, some of us are pacifists and peace-loving and spiritual people. It's just the way the race is, and until the warlikeness and that is washed out of us, I don't think there'd be
That's how
too
we've
bothered
been.
about us.
That's
you know.
how we've been groomed to keep us apart. Look at, was it the Tower of Babel?
Yeah.
You know, we all wanted to go and get to our gods, and they've gone, no, we're not having that. They destroyed the tower, and then split us up into different parts of the world and split the language, so we couldn't communicate with each other.
yeah.
And you know, so there's all these things that have been put in over the years, we're talking thousands of years, that have kept us divided.
Yeah.
And there's certain races that still take, it's in their interests to keep us like that, because I think they're scared that if we were coming together, they're screwed. But then there's other races that interact with us who are trying to bring us back there, but they can't directly interfere because we would have learned.
That's right.
You know, it's that old line from.
Well, so we've basically got to work it out for ourselves. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Basically.
To a degree.
There's certain humans in here on this planet that have got it. I think, you know, we're some of them who are trying to get that message over. Like, stop. Yeah, but yeah, you got to put your foot down, but you got to put your foot down with the right thing at the right people,
Yeah,
not
but
at each other.
that's part of the awakening process now.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we're.
So that's kind of our job. We're trying to do.
We're waking up. We're trying to wake up other people. You know, to realise that there's more to being human. You know, and this is, you know, it's not all war and killing people. There's other aspects of it. You know, like peace and loving everything. Loving nature. You know, opening yourself up to the spirit and you know, moving forward, progressing. You know, we progress, don't we?
Well,
You know,
it's
it's
our life.
evolution, isn't
It's
it?
our life. Whether it be like, you know, what's our average life nowadays? About 70 years, something like that. 70, 80 years.
Well, yeah, 81's the average lifespan.
Yeah. So I mean, and you think that what's that in time? That's nothing, is
It's
it?
nothing. It's a
And
blink
And
of-
we
blink
just
of
take
an eye.
it, and we just take it for granted in our life, and we, you know, some people end up, some people just like ruin their lives with their actions and this, that, and the other, and you tend to get as you get older,
You're getting roads in, Jeff.
yeah, no, well, yeah, there you go then, yeah, it's a green,
Right
yeah.
on track, mate.
It knows where I'm
Yeah,
coming,
yeah.
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 But but we're going off track here. But yeah, at the end of the day, it kind of resonates with the aliens because, like, say, like my theory is they come down here to try and help us. We, you know, and we've just took it for granted that our lives, we take it for granted. We take, you know, and there's some humans on this world, on this earth, that just don't deserve to be on this planet. If that makes sense, you know, sharing the air that we breathe. You know where I'm coming from with it.
I know where you come from.
Yeah.
And you know, some people claim to be different things, and it's just you just got to be honest with yourself and be honest with everyone else, and just
I really do think that it's a lot of-
just live your life happy and not try and be someone you're not.
upset,
You know what I mean?
I really do believe
Because you're always going to get
that,
found out.
I really do believe that there's aliens among us and mixing in with us.
You reckon?
I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
So, any questions or thoughts, anybody?
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna shut off in a couple of
Yeah,
minutes. So
hour and
any
8.
further questions? Feel free to fire away, and we'll do our best to answer.
And I'll promise to get off my soapbox.
I think we've all been on our own soapboxes.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to be
But-
fair. It's, from somebody who don't know anything about aliens and that, from my perspective, like I say, I've only kind of like formed an opinion or a theory since I had a chat with you, Adam, on the phone, and I'll look into it and I'll ask a few round and I'll watch a few things and that's the theory that I've come up with,
Well, I think,
and it kind of resonates with some of the things that you've said and some of the things that you've said. So
I think it's a good
I don't
thing.
know.
Everyone's got their different opinions of it.
yeah, it's just a shot in the dark, isn't it? No one knows for sure, do they?
For sure, no. I mean, we've
But
experiences. You know, I've experienced a few things, which I've spoke about.
yeah.
You know, which is unique. I think it's unique to get. Not everyone gets an experience like that, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how to put it into words sometimes. So
Yeah. There's a thing that I can't get out of my mind, out of my memory, and it's. I was looking up about the Egyptians and that, and they were looking at some hieroglyphics. Is it hieroglyphics that they have
Yeah.
that they write on the wall and that?
that's
Yeah.
right.
And even as far as like cave drawings from prehistoric dinosaur-y peoples, or whatever you call them, there's like there's like spaceships or like
There's a normal. There's stuff.
yeah,
that shouldn't be
especially
there.
especially with the Egyptian one. There's a certain one, and it is genuine. It was found in one of the pyramids, and it is literally 100%. It's a bloody spaceship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It literally like
Yeah,
the
that's what
the
I-
dome
yeah, that's
and the
what I'm
little
touching
disc on it and that and the thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm touching on.
And it's like, oh, it's too close to the knuckle to be not to be true, isn't it? It's like,
Well,
yeah,
it's telling you there, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
telling you then.
yeah,
You know, like even then. But like I say, throughout the years and the thousands of years, it's you know, it's always been a topic, isn't it?
yeah. Oh, someone said something. Oh, the written word only goes back around 6,000
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I mean, what is 6,000 years?
Just a blink
just a
and
blink
an
It's
of
eye.
an
nothing, is it?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Considering it would be, I mean, the written word 6,000 years, and this planet is 4 billion years old.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
a blink.
it's
And
like
and the
process.
hieroglyphics and this, that, and the other happened 25,000 years ago.
Yeah.
What does that say? The written word. So in context to that, how advanced really are we?
Yeah. I mean,
6,000 years and it's a written word.
I mean, even our knowledge, Jeff.
Not
you know, going down the North line.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff passed down through North lineage is spoken word.
Yeah.
It's not. It's rarely physically recorded anywhere.
Yep.
You know, the only place we've really got to go back to for written information about the North line is to the church in Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
but,
only up
Is it
to-
in Reykjavik?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They was only able to save that because they were so far removed
yeah,
Yeah.
but even,
from Rome.
even the North
Otherwise they'd
side,
gone.
even the North aspect of it is off world.
Mm.
You know, it's
So again, that goes back to the Nordics.
it's off
Yeah,
planet.
you look at all the gods that they have, because
Mm.
they don't just they've got obviously Odin, which is the one, but then they've got all the god of thunder. They've got all the
Oh,
different gods, haven't they? In that?
Yeah.
Billy, Bay, Freya, yeah. I mean that there in itself, you know, what I was saying earlier about how I think the Anunnaki has split the planet into 4 parts, and it's been suggested that the gods that come to the northern Europe part were what we called Thor, Odin.
Yeah.
They were, we call them gods, but they themselves could have been ancient aliens.
Yeah.
You know, just from one part of the solar system.
Right.
Yeah,
Heather's just said something interesting here. Hieroglyphics are classed as the written word, and yet hieroglyphics have been dated 25,000 years ago, and yet the written word's only 6,000 years old.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Exactly.
But yet hieroglyphics are classed as the written word, but there's hieroglyphics found that are 3-4 times older
Yeah.
than the actual written word, which is
And
6,000
it was
years
a
old.
recording of events that happened there.
Yeah. So how does that work?
I mean, time's ticking. So
No, they
perhaps-
haven't apparently.
Oh, okay. So time's ticking, so I'll just go this quickly.
Yeah.
With the hieroglyphics, now you've seen those pictures where you've got loads of little people and then one big person.
Yeah, the funny shaped heads coming
That's
out
it.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, why can you have a big head, like, you know, coming
Big
out?
head, be 8 foot tall.
8 foot tall, when the others are little people, just, you know.
Is
And,
that,
they, and
is
some
that
they
big
used to wrap
person?
the heads up like
That's
that,
right,
didn't
yeah.
they, as well?
Is that big person being depicted because that was one of the Anunnaki
Hmm.
that was here, you know, doing what it was doing.
Okay.
So,
Anyway.
there we go. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, we're going to knock it there. Been an absolutely fascinating evening. And as I said, what we will discuss on the next round table will be messages within films and TV. Because as I say, it was that Superman 4,
Yeah,
a
that'd be
film
good.
that was planned, but watching it now, as I said, there's a reason why I watched it now, I'm seeing that now, as opposed to when it came out. was because of the message that was in there about shutting down the nukes and an alien to us to behave.
Yeah.
That was so.
Naughty
but-
boy.
And I apologise if I have got if I've got my dates mixed up and a few things wrong. Sorry.
Yeah,
I do
that's all right.
apologise.
I think
I might have got that wrong, but I actually thought that. Well, I mean, like you said, some of these pyramids are a lot older than 6,000 years old.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm assuming that they had hieroglyphics in, so I don't know. Anyway, that's something to look into, and I might have to say sorry about that. But anyway, whatever.
There we go.
Oh,
So I apologise.
All right, we're going to knock
So
it on the
what's that? Oh, sorry. When's the next live, and what's it
So
about?
the next live will be the third Monday of the month.
And that's the medium,
Ask
yeah?
the medium, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully Adam will be back down as well.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to get his input into what he's been.
Oh, hang on,
Excuse
Matt.
Oh, hello, Matt.
Michael Steele, Essex Boys release, mate. Thanks. I don't know, missed that one.
Saved to my watch later. Yes, yeah, and you, Matt, all the best. Yeah, we've I've been keeping an eye on the on the Mickey Steele thing. We'll discuss it on the next live, I think.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we'll be part of the next one. So there we go. That's it from all of us. Thanks for watching, everybody. Been very fascinating. As I said, the next live stream will be the third Monday of this month. That will be our Oscar Medium. So hopefully Adam will be back on with us,
Gloria.
and hopefully Glory will be well again. And yeah, on the next round table, which will be the first Wednesday in July, we'll be talking about messages within films and TV.
Yeah, we're good, that one. I enjoy that one.
Thanks once again. Love and light. God bless a lot. Yeah.
Good night.
Sarah.
How do you do this? We're still live.
Just tap on the X.
Are you sure that you want to stop streaming? Okay.